Do I need a migration agent? This is a question I battled with, and in the end my decision to hire a migration agent saved me a lot of money, and in this video I'll explain how. When you add up the fees of visa applications, your skill assessment, English test, medical and background, police checks, and so forth, you're left with an expensive number. But you think, okay, this isn't as pricey as adding the fees of a migration agent on top of this. I think I'll give it a go myself. The problem here is our overconfidence in ourselves to make it through a visa process without making a mistake, and there are lots of mistakes to be made along the way. And a good migration agent can point these out as you go before you submit your documents. Now, it's very possible for you to find all of the necessary documents yourself. They're on the Department of Home Affairs website for free. Even getting a medical check or a police background check is relatively easy. But organizing them in the right order, sending them to the right places, and even filling them out accurately is where missteps can occur. You need another set of eyes watching your every move to make sure you don't make a mistake. If you have a straightforward case, for instance, you've only worked for one job for the last decade, and it's easy to prove your work and education experience, then you may consider doing it by yourself. Still, at the very least, I recommend consulting an agent just to be sure you know what you're about to put yourself through. But if you're like me and have a complicated work history and are self-employed, you may not have a choice but to hire a migration agent due to the complexities of each stage of the process. Your age also plays a big factor in this decision. Australia's Department of Home Affairs states that once you turn 33, you lose 5 points toward your visa. So if you are between the ages of, let's say, 30 to 32, then any mistake could eat up valuable time and even hurt your chances of getting a visa invitation. Even if you are younger, a migration agency is like an insurance policy. It may cost a couple $1,000s more, but this is protection against wasted time and extra money that may have been spent on resubmitting your application. Bottom line is, it will be a much quicker, smoother, and cost-effective experience having someone guiding you. While you're not given a time limit on your migration process, the best frame of mind is to soldier on as quickly and efficiently as possible. This is because at any instant, a number of things can happen. Australia could take your occupation off the migration list, tighten the age limit, raise the points threshold, or a global crisis could shut down the borders, leaving you clueless on what your next move should be. You don't want to risk your eligibility on fate, so it's best to bite the bullet and get a migration agent to help you. Had I not hired a migration agent, here's where I would have messed up. Taking the medical exam too early. Medical checks are valid up to 1 year. The migration process can take a minimum of 2 years, often more. If you schedule a med check too early, it may expire before you are finished, resulting in the need for a second appointment. Submitting an expression of interest for your desired visa too early. You only want to submit an EOI after you have accumulated the most points possible toward your visa. Before applying for the EOI, you should have completed a skill assessment, PTE or IELTS English exam, police background check, and gathered all work evidence and tax documents. If you submit your EOI too early and get rejected, it's back to square one. Worse, if somehow they do send you an invite to apply for a visa and you can't provide all of these requirements, your case officer will reject the visa and you won't be able to apply again for 2 years. Not sending in enough information about your employment to the assessment authority. If you have a good migration agent, they will drive you insane with the amount of detail required to submit for a skill assessment. It may be frustrating, but this is to ensure the best outcome possible. Be prepared to over-prepare, especially if you are self-employed or a freelancer with many clients and employers. Before you hire a migration agent, do your research. Make sure they are listed and registered in the MARA database. Read their reviews, but keep in mind that some of their clients may leave bad reviews if they were never granted a visa. A failed outcome is not necessarily the fault of the agent. There are a number of reasons this can happen, and it's unfair to place blame until you understand the facts of your case. Another reason to check the MARA database to see if they are actually registered is because there are lots of scammers out there, so be careful. So what has your experience been migrating to another country? Share your story in the comments below and feel free to ask any questions. Thanks for watching. I'm an American carpenter waiting on my visa grant to move to New South Wales. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content, and until next time.